Cyber Matthew, thank you for 5 months. Oh, Wise Bug of Toronto. I'm 22. Does dating get any easier or am I cooked? I guess it depends on your living situation and what you are aiming to get out of it. Cooked? Cooked? Completely cooked? No, I think for guys it's easier as you get older, if anything. I actually, this is an incredibly old fucking person take. This is an incredibly old person take, okay? I, now at my age, watching like my nephews start to date and whatnot, and like obviously like, you know, like I like grew up and like I have friends now who are getting married and very like very long-term relationships. I don't think teenagers should really be allowed to date. I genuinely do not think teenagers should actually be allowed to date like that, because it's just like there's so many emotional highs and lows, and it's very evident to me that they can barely take care of themselves, let alone another person. I'm sure there's like an experience aspect to it, but it's like if you don't know yourself, how the fuck are you gonna get to know someone else? This isn't even a love thing, but like I was so careless as a person when I was a teenager. I was like mean. I lacked empathy, you know, like I had so many stupid avoidable fights with my friends because I was in my head going for my own shit growing up. And this is friends, these are girls, right? Like if anything, I should be able to understand them better. And like whenever I had a friend break up, it was the most heart-wrenching, like awful fucking thing that has ever happened to me, you know? So I'm kind of like, I'm kind of a mindset now that like until you get it together, until you know yourself, like as an adult, and you have a fully developed frontal lobe, I really don't think people should be like getting into relationships like that. Especially, I watch reality TV. I watch a lot of reality TV, okay? And some of these reality TV shows go on very, very long. And you compare season 1 of a cast to season 10, and it's just like, oh yeah, you shouldn't have been making decisions for yourself. You should not have been allowed to make decisions for yourself. Yeah, the fully developed frontal lobe is a misapplication of a research study. Doesn't matter until you get your hormones in check, basically. Yeah, that's why I told myself through high school and never interacting with girls was totally a smart move, and definitely hasn't stranded me in adulthood with no dating skills. I mean, it's different. It's different. I think it's important that you socialize. I was having a whole conversation with Jelly about this. Like, I wish they taught socialization in school. I know that's like half the point of school, but I wish it was an actual class. I do think it's very important to socialize. I don't think that you should be socializing with people with the exclusive goal, especially when you're that young, of dating or finding love. Because you're also like super stupid, okay? Kids are fucking dumb. Kids are really fucking dumb, okay? So like if you're like meeting people and you're just like meeting them for the sake of like, you know, trying to, well, for some I'm sure it's getting laid, but for some I'm sure it's also just like finding your one true love or whatever. Like you're gonna make such an ass of yourself, you know? Like just make friends, learn how to treat people because you want to know how to treat people, because you want to be good to people and you want to see good in the world. I don't think you should be going out of your way to that young at least, just to, because you want to find love. There's so much out there for you, especially when you're that young. Especially when you're that young, you know? Like, get to know yourself. Find what you're passionate about. Find things that you like. I fucking wish I found things I liked when I was that young. But I was like way too scared of that. I was way too scared of what other people thought. And so I just like, you know? I just never like really got past that as a teenager. And I wish I could like shake my nephew sometimes and I could just be like, oh my god, stop fucking wasting your time with all this bullshit. Like, go read a book. Yeah, we're all in the same boat to some extent, worrying about what other people think is the real mind. They're not babies, you can shake them. They're also not my kids. They're also not my kids. So yeah, if you're 22 and you're having issues dating, that's totally okay. I think you should just work on yourself, find good friends, and like get to know people outside of a romantic context. And you know, like, if it happens, it happens, and it's a wonderful thing. I think that's great. Like, everyone wants love. But if not, like, hopefully you find a lot more self-love than I've ever had for myself. Yeah. What's the good dating age, Ben? I don't know. Whenever you fucking have, like, a job and a career and you're ready to build with someone else. And you have hobbies. And, like, you're happy with yourself. I don't think it's the same for everyone, but I think those are probably really important key aspects. That's so stupid. Maybe, but it's just my opinion. I'm also like kind of jaded and old, I think. Daisy Chain J, thank you for 90 months. People want to feel chosen so bad they forget that they get to choose who is in their life type shit. There's this line in this reality TV show that I'm watching, or I just finished watching, and it's being chosen is not the prize. And I'm just like, oh, that's so deep. But it really isn't. It really isn't. Being treated well, you know, like having people that care for you, genuinely, that is the prize. I think that's really important. Agamanta, thank you for the 22 months. Can't know who is right for you until you're old enough to know yourself. For sure. Crispy, thank you for $10. In high school, a friend of a friend said I was funny and wrote her number in my yearbook and said she'd be mad if I didn't call her. It didn't hit me until decades later that she was hitting on me. It was very explicit, Chris.